Hello, welcome to my second Edison tournament recap. I'm your host Morphisto, thank you for clicking this video, and today I'll be playing Disaster Dragons. I'll show you guys the deck list real quick. So this is a deck that tries to win by resolving Future Fusion, which when we activate it, lets us reveal 5-headed dragon in order to send 5 dragons from our deck to the graveyard. We usually want to send Red Eyes Wyvern, who, if it's in the graveyard and we didn't normal summon this turn, can banish itself from the graveyard during the end phase in order to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, who has 2800 attack, and also once per turn can special summon a dragon from our hand or graveyard. We also got a plethora of other great dragons in this deck. Most notable is Koakimero Drago, who honestly is just one of the reasons to play this deck alone. Because the wilds on the field, neither player can special summon light nor dark monsters, which is really good against the general meta in Edison, because Blackwings are dark, Value is dark, Lightsworns are light, and so on and so on. So this card is just really hard to deal with, and if we can get this on the board plus some traps, that usually can win games. We also got the Infernal Dragon in the deck, who is a level 4 dark dragon monster with 2000 attack that destroys itself during the end phase if it has battled this turn. And this card is really nice, not only because it's big, but also because we can normal summon it and tribute it for Deck Devastation Virus. And this card is obviously one of the greatest cards in Edison, not great in the way that I like it, but great in terms of power levels. Other nice cards we're playing are the Banish cards, so we are playing Warrior Ladies, we're playing Bottomless Trap Hole, we're playing Dimensional Prison, which equals to 8 cards that go 1-for-1 trades and banish our opponent's resources. So our game plan is usually to start by grounding out our opponent. We will initiate so mentioned 1-for-1 trades, and after we have done that and have achieved a rather simplified game state, we can just overwhelm our opponent with cards such as Future Fusion, into summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, into summon big other dragons, and win from there. That was the deck list, and with that being said, let's jump right into the first round. So if I remember correctly, this was against Umi Beatdown. So really fun brew from them. I think they didn't really have all the cards they needed just yet, but still, Beatdown decks can be scary because sometimes your opponent will just have enough cards to overwhelm you, and sometimes their monsters are just way too big. So yeah, let's see how this round goes. I can already see they got a Dandelion in the hand. They won the dice roll. And they will start by activating a Legendary Ocean, which is already great. And they will normal summon the Fisherman. I'll show you guys this card. So they can normal summon this because they got Umi or Legendary Ocean on the field, which means that it is level 4 now. And while it's on the field, it is unaffected by spell effects. And also, it cannot be targeted for attacks, which is a really funny text on a card. I start by resolving Upstart Goblin. This allows me to draw a card, and I will summon Red Eyes Wyvern. They will compulse that. I will set to back row and pass to my opponent. So they normal summon a card that I can't really see, but I think it's a vanilla monster. It looks like a vanilla monster. Sorry for the glare, by the way. Oh yeah, it's rainbow fish. No, a 7-colored fish, actually. So yeah, this is just 1800 fish, boosted by the Legendary Ocean, which makes it 2000. And they will shift to defense, pass to me. I will start by activating Gold Sark and of course grab the greatest card in my deck, which is Future Fusion. Let's see if I got anything else going on. I of course still have the Wyvern from last turn. I'll enter battle. And I will attack them directly. So, as I said, Legendary Fisherman doesn't prevent me attacking them. It just prevents me attacking Legendary Fisherman. They will go into their turn, I'll activate Soul Exchange for Mobius, which is quite a strong play. Luckily, I've got a draw trap, meaning I don't minus all too much here. And they'll move into the battle phase and attack with Legendary Fisherman. So this is the first mistake that I can catch here. Soul Exchange says you cannot conduct your battle phase during the turn you activate this card. So yeah, mistakes happen. I'll set a card, pass to them, and I'll have Future Fusion for next turn. They will set a back row, set a monster, go into battle phase, and they will hit my Warrior Lady, which I'll use the effect of so I can banish the Legendary Fisherman. They will swing with Mobius once again. And I'm already at 950 life points. Of course, due to the, let's say, misplay, but still quite the situation here. I'll go into my turn. I'm thinking, okay, I gotta resolve this card or I will just lose. So I'm activating it. And I am sending Wyvern, Totem Dragon, Primaterial Dragon, Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, and what's the fifth one? Let's see about that. I am taking quite the thinking here. My opponent is reading the Future Fusion again. And Exploded Dragon. So we're sending 5 different dragons here. And if Future Fusion stays on the field for 2 turns and I do not lose by then, I will be able to summon the 5-headed dragon. I'll move into end phase. I'll activate Wyvern, targeting my Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which might just be enough in order to protect me for a few turns, but my opponent flips Snowman Eater, which destroys my only monster on the field. They'll move into battle phase. I've got nothing else going on, and that is game 1. So yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Sometimes the beatdown deck will just overwhelm you. The Mobius was of course really strong, even though it got one of the draw traps. I still feel like it won the game there. Not really sure what I sided against this deck. I might have just sided cards such as Trap Hole, because it again does a 1-for-1 trade. Maybe a Cyber Dragon or like Smashing Grounds, because it also does quite the same. And my opponent didn't really side too much or anything. Alright, I lost round 1. We just finished siding. I adjusted the camera. And I will most likely go first now, because you always want to go first, of course. I think I sided some 1-for-1 cards, such as Smashing Grounds and Cyber Dragon, maybe even Trap Hole, because I want to have cards against the beatdown strategy. I might even have sided some Dust Tornadoes, because I want to get rid of the field spell. So yeah, let's hope for a better game 2, one in which I maybe open Future Fusion, because that's like the best thing that can happen to me. And with that being said, round 2 can start. This looks like the most normal turn 1 ever. I will set a monster, set a back row, T-set, and pass to my opponent. My opponent will start by activating a Gold Sark. And they will get the, I think, Warrior from Atlantis. So this card can discard itself to search a Legendary Ocean, and also it got 1900 attack, so it's quite big. They also T-set. In the end phase, I activate a Dust Tornado. I will destroy their set Forbidden Chalice, and it's my turn. I'll flip Totem Dragon, and then I will Tribute Summon for a Red Eyes Darkness, and use its effect to special summon a Wyvern from my hand. So this is already really good turn 2 pressure. And For those of you who don't know, Totem Dragon can be treated as 2 tributes if it's used for the tribute summon of a dragon monster. I will set a back row, pass to them, and their standby phase will take a counter of the Gold Sark. They are setting a card, passing to me. I'll use the MST, popping their back row, go into battle phase. Oh no, actually, I'm still doing a lot of stuff into standby. So I can special the Totem Dragon because I only have dragon monsters in my graveyard. And I also summon the Wyvern, go into battle phase, swing for game there. Really nice. That is game 2, so we will have a deciding game number 3 here. So I think the Dust Tornadoes and the MSTs just did a great job here. I was able to summon my monsters real quick and didn't really have to bother with my opponent's back row. My opponent had a rather slower start with not opening a legendary ocean, so they couldn't summon their legendary fisherman there. And yeah, that back row was just unusable because I always destroyed it. Alright, we have finished siding and we'll go into game number 3 now. My opponent will be starting here. And I can see a Frostosaurus in their hand, which is a 2600 level 6 water vanilla monster. Really funny. So they will start with Goldsark once again, banishing a torrential tribute, so a rather defensive play. They will set 1 and pass. I just saw that they got a soul release in hand, and I bet that this will come up. I will go into my main phase, special summon Cyber Dragon because they control the monster, tag into a set which was Raikou, they will use Raikou effect, destroy my Cyber Dragon, and with the board clear I will activate Future Fusion in main phase 2. And this is exactly what the deck wants to do, so now I can send 2 Wyverns, send a Red Eyes Darkness, send a Totem Dragon, and yeah, I might just send the second Metal Dragon here, maybe to play around stuff like Diddy Crow, maybe to just summon both immediately. Totem Dragon is also a really good follow-up card. As said, it can special summon itself during the graveyard if I only have dragons in the graveyard, which actually I do not have here, because for some reason I sided in Cyber Dragon without siding out Totem Dragon. So right now my graveyard contains a machine monster. Quite a mistake from me. My opponent activates that soul release, targeting all my monsters, which means all I got now is the Red Eye Starter's Metal Dragon on the field, my Future Fusion, which will go off in 2 turns, and a set card. My opponent will T-set here, pass to me, I'll take a counter off in standby phase, activate the effect of Red Eyes. They will chain Compulse here, which of course doesn't prevent the effect, but can take off some pressure. So I will special summon Prime Material Dragon from my hand. This card trades really great into Raikou, because if they go Raikou target my Future Fusion... No, actually, if they go Raikou target my Future Fusion, that's really good. But if they were to go Raikou target Prime Material, I could technically negate that. It's really important to know Prime Material is not like Stardust, it can only prevent the destruction of monsters. So I go summon Warrior Lady into their... I don't even know what this card is called. It's called Maiden of the Aqua. And this has 2000 defense, so I actually take 500 damage. I'll use the effect of Warrior Lady, banishing both, and attacking with Prime Material Dragon. Now I could, of course, just attack with the Prime Material into the Maiden, but I kind of don't want to lose my pressure here. I just want to go attack, 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 and Warrior Lady is meant for that. They will go into their turn, activate a Legendary Ocean, set a card. Oh no, did I just set it? I wasn't quite, looking there. Well then, this is how the game concludes. I go into my turn. Oh yeah, they set the torrential there. That's what it was. Right, so they set the torrential. We go into my turn. Standby phase, I special summon the five-headed dragon back, and because I've got the prime material on field, if they were to activate the torrential, I could just discard a card and save my monsters, and with them having 5600 life points, I was just able to go for a game here. We check their top decks. They've got Cyber Dragon Caius, which is quite scary, but I've got a Bottomless, so I might have just used that on the Cyber Dragon immediately. And yeah, that means we're currently 1-0. And we were able to win even though my opponent used Sororities. Now we're off to round number 2. And I am pretty sure that this was against Amaryllis because Fabio, the player I'm playing against, always rotates between Blackwing and Amaryllis. And this was an Amaryllis tournament, meaning the next one will be Blackwings again. And a little spoiler alert, because I already played the next tournament. I played against him and I lost against him. Not in this one though. This one will stay exciting, and as I mentioned, it's not Blackwing, but Amaryllis. I rolled a 9 here. He rolled a 7. That means I'll be starting this round. And even though it's been quite a while since I recorded this, I believe around a month, I remembered that there were quite some funny situations in this one, with potentially a very crucial missed lethal from Fabio. So I'll start with the Upper Goblin once again. This allows me to draw a card. They'll get 1000. I will be setting 3 back row and a monster. So you can expect that one of the back row will be like Starlight Road or Solemn Judgment, because otherwise I wouldn't play into Heavy Storm like this. And I'll pass to them. Now they activate Card Trooper, which allows them to mill 3 cards. Now they even hit an Amaryllis and a plant, and for those of you who don't know, Amaryllis can, during the end phase, banish a plant monster from their grave in order to special summon itself, and if it leaves the field, I am being burned for 800. So they go battle phase, attack into my warrior lady. I of course use the effect, preventing the card trooper from milling more and drawing a card. During the end phase, they will special summon Amaryllis by banishing their botanical lion and pass to me. I once again use an Upstart Goblin, which means now they're at 10k life points. And honestly, resolving the first Upstart Goblin always feels free, but after you are resolving the second or even the third Upstart Goblin, you kind of are starting to feel the cost. And yeah, now my opponent just has 2000 life points more than me. I will normal summon the Wyvern, once again reading the Amaryllis, and probably I'm thinking if I want to attack into it or not, but since it's in defense position, which it must summon itself into, this might just be a good opportunity to remove it. I will try to attack. They will go Phoenix Wing Blast, discarding a Plague Spreader zombie in order to put my Wyvern back on top of deck. I will chain a Jar of Greed here. And I did it because I wanted to see what my other top deck was that was not Wyvern. Interesting choice for myself. Also, they got quite a plus by discarding the Plague Spreader zombie, because that's a card you usually want to have in the grave. They will set 1, pass to me. And it looks like I'm not doing anything in their end phase. Nope. So I just drew the Wyvern, go into battle phase, try to attack their Amaryllis with Warrior Lady, which would be really nice because that would allow me to banish it. It gets destroyed by Mirror Force, and I activate Call of the Haunted to summon it back, use its effect, and that means now I outed one of the Amaryllis in the deck. This is another reason why Warrior Lady is such a great card, because now this Amaryllis cannot just come back all the time. I also do not get burned here because it didn't hit the graveyard. And they will go settle monster, pass. I will attack with Wyvern. Sadly, can't really tell what card that is. But it was smaller than 1800. Oh, it was a Dandelion, yeah. So we are using a coin instead of a token here, because we kind of didn't have tokens right now. They will use Hidden Armory and hit a Necrogardener, which is honestly so saggy. Like, Hidden Armory mills one card. How can you get a great mill of Hidden Armory? It just feels unfair. I don't know. They will get a DDR, which is quite a good card. Also prevents whatever I try to do with the Warrior Ladies, because DDR allows you to special summon a banished monster you control. Amaryllis plays this card, of course, because Amaryllis can allow you to special summon your own banished monsters. And they will special a Botanical Lion here. So Botanical Lion is just quite a big plant. Also really nice to get back into the graveyard, because other than the lion and the dandy, I don't think there were any other plants in the graveyard right now. They'll try to attack. I'll use my own Mirror Force, and they will pass with 2/0/0 tokens. I will normal summon the second Wyvern here. Probably just swing into both tokens. Getting rid of them. I know there's no back row, so nothing to fear here. Set another card and pass. So for those wondering why is Call of the Haunted still on the field, it is because it says when that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. But the Warrior Lady wasn't destroyed, but instead banished, so Call of the Haunted will just stay on the field. This is an interaction which is really good to know if you're playing cards like Trunade, for example, because it allows you to just reuse the Call of the Haunted. So they will activate one of the best cards in the deck, Mark of the Rose, allowing them to take one of my monsters by banishing a plant from their graveyard. They'll take my Wyvern, crash Wyvern into Wyvern, so they just outed 2 of my monsters with 1 card. Let's see if they're doing anything else in the main phase 2. Yep, they're activating Foolish. Probably for just another Dandelion, because they already... Oh no, Amaryllis actually. Yeah, also makes sense, because they can start applying pressure here. I was just thinking, they already got Plague in the grave, they already got Necrogardener in the grave. I think they banished the Dandelion. Yeah, they do banish the Dandelion here. Special another Amaryllis and pass. I will set a card, pass. And they will use Trade-in, discarding their only card in hand, which is Titanial. See if they can get anything to summon here. So they'll activate Charge. Let's see what they're milling. Dust Shoot, Titanial, and Trade-in. So really bad mills here, but honestly, most of their good mills are just already in the graveyard or even in the banish pile. They'll get a Lila, which is quite a nice card. I love it when decks play Charged, Triple Raikou, and 1 Lila or even 2 Lila. It's just really versatile. They will normal summon the Lila here. I use its effect to target my set card. I'll just chain the Bottomless, getting rid of that Lila. And we can see that their only card is a Brain Control, but since I do not have any monsters right now, this card doesn't really do anything. They keep the Amaryllis on board, do not want to attack with it. Even though Mirror Force is out, they might of course just run into like a Dimensional Prison, which they do not want to, because if the second Amaryllis is banished, this deck can really struggle. I'll set a monster, pass to them. So as I said, 1 card is Brain Control, which cannot be used right now because I have a face down monster and Brain Control only works with face up monsters. And let's see if we can identify the second card. They're hand shuffling too quick. If that was a monster that can be normal summoned, they might think about going for like a Plague Spreader play here. Putting back the Brain Control on top of deck, but they all go Battle Phase, attack into Exploded Dragon. Exploded Dragon will activate, destroying the Amaryllis, which means I will take 800. And they'll go to end phase, use the Amaryllis effect, banishing one Titanial, which is a really great banish target, because if you go DDR, you can just summon back a 2800 Titanial. And with an Amaryllis on board, they will pass to me. Let's see if I'm activating that back row. Looks like I am not. Nope. Pretty much the same board. 2 unknown back row and 1 set card. Now they activate Miracle Fertilizer, which is also a really strong card. Allows them to special summon 1 planet monster from their grave, but they cannot normal summon during that turn. They will go into battle phase, attack into my Totem Dragon. I will explain Totem Dragon. And let's see if they also attack directly here. Because they weren't all the time, but now they switched it to attack position, so they might. But it seems like I'm thinking on something here. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about how Miracle Fertilizer works again, because if Miracle Fertilizer is destroyed... No, if a monster is destroyed that is summoned by Miracle Fertilizer, that will also destroy the fertilizer. So they didn't attack further. I went to my turn. I go Heavy Storm, even though I'll destroy my own Starlight Road here. I just didn't feel like it would come up. And let's see if I can do anything here, because now I got rid of the fertilizer, which takes off some pressure, but I still got 5000 damage on board. I will just T-set here and pass to them. Now it would be really great if I can somehow get rid of the Titanial, but not really sure how I can accomplish that. They will go normal summon the best monster in the deck, Lone Fire Blossom, tributing itself, summon another Lone Fire Blossom, tributing itself to summon a Dandelion. And now I'll assume they'll just go battle phase, start swinging, because to me it looks like they're really ahead. They attack into my Warrior Lady with Amaryllis. The third Warrior Lady, actually. This is why I play 3, by the way, instead of 2 plus Rota, because seeing this card is just great. I'll take 2800 by Titanial, though. Even if I had a Dimensional Prison, they could just use Titanial Tribute Dandelion, so they are quite safe here. Morphos also was used already. And with that, they will pass to me. I'll draw a card, set another card, pass with 0 cards in hand. And let's see. They can, of course, just go for Plague Spreader Zombie. Yep, they will, because they got 3 cards in hand, so they aren't losing too much. And Plague plus Dandy is just really strong, of course. Okay, so they redecide on the card here. Go into Synchro 5. Plague, of course, is supposed to get banished. Oh no, they don't Synchro, they just tribute for another Titanial. And this is such a strong board right now, because, yeah, they got double Titanial, 2 Dandelion tokens, Brain Control in hand, which doesn't do a lot now, but it would definitely do too much in the next turn. And with that, I'm just scooping, and we finish our pretty long game 1. And that means if I want to win this, I'll have to win 2 more games. So I'm thinking, what am I siding against this deck? Probably I am going with the DD Crow, but then again, the deck can recur banished cards, so it's also not the greatest card all of the time. It's really timing dependent in my opinion. Lightning Vortex is, in my opinion, a great card against Titanial, even though we have to discard one. You could think about Dust Tornado or maybe even Mask of Restrict again against Titanial. Dust Tornado is good against Fertilizer and all other back row they play, even though I feel like those are usually chainable because they're discard traps. And Trapple is just an okay card. I was also I might have sided the White Knight Dragon here because it's got 3k, so they don't really have any monster that just can get over this card. And because they cannot get rid of it with a spell trap, this might actually be a really good card here. So I wonder if I sided this. I kind of hope I did. As I said earlier, it's been a month, so I don't remember anything exactly anymore. But yeah, it looks like I just did side it, and I saw it in my deck. Probably siding out the Starlight Roads because they don't really have any in-engine multiple destruction cards. Might keep one for Heavy Storm, but that's kind of it. Like, they don't play Icarus Attack or Judgment Dragon or Gizzerus or anything, so I definitely do not want to have two Starlight Roads against them. And if I remember correctly, they sided Skill Drain. Not sure if it was game 2 or game 3 when they activated it, but the idea behind Skill Drain is, of course, they summon big guys. Amaryllis can always resummon itself, so they got reoccurring big guys. But I also play big monsters, so I'm not sure if Skill Drain is really the card here. We will be seeing shortly. I'll be taking a sip, and then we can go into game number 2. Alright, I'll be starting. Game number 2 can start. I will activate Gold Sorg, probably just banish the Future Fusion. Yep. I feel like you always want to do this if you don't have it or if your hand isn't cracked otherwise. Sometimes you might, of course, just go for like a Heavy Storm or maybe even Virus, but only if your hand allows it. I will normal summon Drago here. And this is really funny because Amaryllis is a fire monster, Titanial being a fire. There isn't too much that Drago prevents, but still, it's 1900 attack. I'll reveal a monster, so now we know that I've got one Red Eye Stardust Metal Dragon in hand. And I'll pass. They will draw face Amnesty, they hit my Call of the Haunted, set a card, pass to me, I'll take a counter of the Future Fusion. And I will be normal summoning Masked Dragon, who is a recruiter for dragon monsters, meaning if it gets destroyed by battle, I can special summon a 1500 or lower dragon. I hit into the Dandelion, which, again, sorry, you cannot really see. And Drago hits into another token, I'll set one pass. Now they will go normal summon Lone Fire. Again, the greatest normal summon they have in the deck. Am I thinking on negating the summon here? Is that what's happening? Because they, of course, could just go priority effect if I had a bottomless, but yeah, no, okay. I let that resolve. Again, they don't really have dark or light monsters. Most of the cards are fire or earth. They go into the second Lone Fire and tribute for Titanial. I kind of wonder why they didn't tribute the Dandelion token. Because you can do it because Lone Fire says tribute one plant monster on the field, meaning if I do not get rid of the Lone Fire, it can just activate itself the next turn again. But they didn't, they just do the Lone Fire Titanial play. And let's see what else they got going on, because they got 4 cards left in their hand. I can see some spell cards. Okay, move into battle phase, attack into Masked Dragon actually, which will allow me to use the effect of Masked Dragon, special summoning a dragon monster from my graveyard. Not graveyard, deck of course. And well, this deck doesn't really play many targets. It's just Totem Dragon and Exploded Dragon. Yep, I go for a Totem Dragon, which is like the safe play here. Really cool. This card doesn't force me into special summoning in attack position like the elemental recruiters do, for example. So like Giant Red, for example, does. Although it doesn't really matter here because they already attacked with Titania. They go end phase pass. I'll go standby phase, get back my future fusion. But before I do, they will go Karma Cut on my Totem Dragon. Okay. So they will discard a monster, banishing my Totem Dragon, which is of course really good because I cannot tribute for my Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon right now. And because Drago is on the field, that means that I cannot activate Future Fusion because Future Fusion would try to summon a dark monster and I cannot summon a dark monster while Drago's on the field. I go battle phase, attack into their token and pass to them. So yeah, good play getting rid of the Totem Dragon here. They of course knew that I had the Metal Dragon in hand, so yeah, it's just a good catch, really. Kamakot also a really underplayed card in my opinion. Yeah, okay, they just read that. I was like, hell? I don't see them anything activating. No, they just read it. They go Hidden Armory. Probably for a Mark of the Rose? No, a DDR actually. Okay. Hidden Armory, of course, prevents them from normal summoning in that turn. And they just go pass. Not wanting to attack with Titanium because they do not want to get rid of my Drago here because they know if they do so, I will just activate Future Fusion. And as I explained earlier, you don't just want to activate Future Fusion whenever you have it, but instead you want to grind out your opponent and then activate Future Fusion. Also because you just want to make sure that the card resolves, because getting an MST on Future Fusion can just be game losing. I'll shift to defense, reveal my Metal Dragon, pass to them. Of course, if I had another dragon by now, I still want to reveal the same one all the time because no need to give them more information. They'll set a card which, it might be a Raikou, it might be a Dandelion, pass. I will summon Infernal Dragon, and on the summon of my dragon, I will activate Torrential. This, of course, plays around their flip monster, which actually was a Raikou, gets rid of my Drago and Titanial, and because they got an empty board, I can just activate Future Fusion here. So this is pretty stonks. I will send some Wyverns, Exploded Dragon, White Knight Dragon, and probably another Metal Dragon here. Yep. Exploded Dragon, of course, being really good against Titanial because we can just crash into it, don't take battle damage, and it doesn't target or anything. White Knight Dragon, I explained earlier, it's just really big and hard to deal for them. Also can't be stolen with Mark of the Rose or anything. Sadly, I cannot activate my Wyverns this turn because I did normal summon the Infernal Dragon. Let's hope that I kept that in mind. Yep, I did, and I passed to them. They will go normal summon Card Trooper, use priority effect, milling crazy cards, really. So they made a Dandelion, which will get them 2 tokens, and now they also have a Necroguard Engrave, so really good builds there, wow. I'll take 1900, not activating anything here. And it looks like they're passing. So standby phase, Future Fusion takes off 1 turn, so next turn I can special summon the 5-headed dragon. And I'll just go end phase, use effect, special summon Red Eyes, because it got 2800 attack, so they just have to do anything to out it. Mark of the Rose, of course, can help, so I hope I've got some good back row there. And I am passing my turn. There is the Mark of Rose. Let's see if I have anything good against it, because Honestly, if I can't deal with Mark of the Rose, I probably shouldn't even summon the Red Eyes. And it looks like I'm looking up some card text here. Might be that I'm looking up the cost or something. We will see. But yeah, if you're unsure, just look up cards, really. That's the great thing about Edison. Everything is solved in terms of ruling. You can just look it up, and it's better to play the game correctly, of course. So I will Judgment the Mark of the Rose. Yeah, I guess that was my out. Now they go to Card Trooper again, milling Plague Spreader, so as of now, they activated Card Trooper 2 times this game and got 3 good hits. I think last game they didn't really. Oh no, I think they got good hits last game. I think it was bad hits with the charge though. So yeah, the deck of course is meant to get good hits. Now there go Plague Spreader, stack a card, synchro off the Card Trooper, Plague Spreader, and 2 Dandelion tokens. That means a level 7 is gonna. Oh no, 1 Dandelion token. Okay, so not a level 7. I was trolling here. And they'll go for Brio. Brionac, use effect, bounce my dragon, go into battle phase. And I somehow get to live with 50 life points here. And this is what I teased at the beginning of this game. Because I feel like there should be some way of winning this here. Because it can't be that I live with 50 life points. That just cannot be the right play here. So yeah, I look for the graveyard, get rid of the Plague Spreader. My Future Fusion resolves, so now I get my 5-headed dragon, which I don't think will stay there for long, but still, having a 5k beater is just great pressure. Also, it could get rid of the Brionac if they didn't have a Necrogardner engrave, which they milled earlier with Card Trooper. So in order to get rid of Brionac, I do need to get a second monster here, and I got the Red Eyes Metal Dragon in hand, so I might banish the 5-headed dragon. Special. Am I doing it? No, looks like I'm just going battle phase. Okay. So one idea would be to just special summon. Yep, do exactly this. Use a effect. And that would have given me 2 monsters, which means I can always get rid of Brionac. I'm not sure why I didn't do this in main phase 1, really. Because technically, since they got the Brionac on board now, they can just go discard 2, bounce 2 monsters. I didn't normal summon those, so I've still got 1 monster here. And that might just be my saving grace, but yeah, really, I should have just done this in main phase 1. So Plague Spreader's gone, Necrogardner is gone, meaning their good Card Trooper mills have finally exhausted themselves. I'll go activate Soul Release, banish 5 plans here. Quite the play. Of course, they can get stuff back with DDR, but as I mentioned earlier, if they get a Titanial, it's just not big enough for White Knight Dragon. And remember, White Knight Dragon can change the attack target to itself, so if they try to attack into something that is smaller than White Knight Dragon, I might just send my, let's say, Future Fusion and change the attack target. Let me see. Future Fusion. Yeah, Future Fusion, same as Call of the Haunted. Doesn't leave the field because the monster didn't get destroyed, but instead banished. They got a DDR in hand, but I don't think it's what they need. They can, of course, go Brio effect, bounce my White Knight, but I could just resummon that next turn, so they would need to go Brio effect. bounce both. They go battle phase, attack my face down, which is a warrior lady. So that is my out against Brionac. And now I'll go main phase, red eyes effect. I'll summon Masked Dragon in order to banish it. Summon another metal dragon effect. To summon a infernal dragon. And I'm pretty sure I got a virus here. I think that's what I got, because virus could just get rid of the dandelion tokens here. I normal summon warrior lady. Oh no, it's not a virus. Is it not? Too bad. Now you might think, okay, I've got 50 life points. Why do I summon a small card like warrior lady? But again, it's all because of the white knight dragon. I am just feeling really protected by it. So they got a set card, and I'm probably thinking, how do I play against this Raikou? And this is where I do the virus. So the set card from last turn wasn't virus, but the new set was one. So yeah, now I can showcase why Infernal Dragon is good, because I was just able to summon it back from the graveyard, tribute it for my virus, look into their hand, I see they got DDR and a Wing Blast. I can just go DDR, attack into something, but I've got the White Knight, I can send the Future Fusion or my other back row, so even if they were attacking into anything, I am winning here. So yeah, game 2, I win with 50 life points, miraculously, really. Again, there might be another line, you can comment on it if you see it. I wasn't thinking about it too much now. But yeah, was Card Trooper, Plague Spreader, 2 Dandy tokens. So Brio, maybe with something in their hand? Really hard to tell. Maybe there's something. So if you were paying attention, please comment it, because I just feel like I shouldn't have won that. Not with 50 life points, really. That feels devastating. Like, how do you even get to 50? It's... No. I mean, I know how I got to it, because I activated Judgment, paying half my life points. Yeah, there we go. Solemn Judgment, not Solemn DD Warrior Lady. The DB overlay is nice, but it got some small lags here and there. Hope you guys like the overlay. As I said earlier, did I even say it? I always say that I said something earlier, even though sometimes I don't. Yeah, I wanted to implement the overlay to just use more unused space on the camera, because without the overlay, I can just show you real quick, there's just, yeah, feet and shoes and nothing exciting. So we might as well use the space, highlight some cards. It might help you follow along. And yeah, you can also comment on that. Tell me if you like it or not. And with that being said, game number 3 can begin. They go charge, milling a Dandelion. Once again, they got the nice mills. This allows them to search for... Let's see if they... Yep. They search for Raikou. Dandelion activates. They get 2 tokens. They go normal Lone Fire, tribute Lone Fire. Probably get a second Lone Fire into grave. And once again, they could just tribute one of the Dandelion tokens. But they do not. Summon a Titanial, which, yeah, it's quite a good turn 1, really. Titanial plus Dandelion tokens and a back row. That's like my dream turn 1 when I play Quick Draw. So let's see how I can answer this. Not sure why I'm reading Titanial, I should know this card by heart. I go normal summon Warrior Lady, which is a good Titanial out, actually. So now I just need to hope that whatever back row they have does not get rid of my Warrior Lady. But Discard Traps get rid of it, Battle Traps get rid of it, Skill Drain doesn't get rid of it, but still is just a very annoying card. They pay 1000 life points. And yeah, I think they did it on Declaration. Yep, so they did it on declaration, so actually Skill Drain does get rid of my Warrior Lady here. Cheeky play from them. I'll go main 2 Gold Sark, and you might wonder why didn't I do this in main phase 1, and the only reason is that I wanted to give them less information before deciding on using their back row. I of course banish Future Fusion as I always did today. I'll set 2 cards and pass. So right now, this is a vanilla game because whatever is on the field doesn't get to resolve their effects. They'll set a card. Let's see if they go battle phase, attack with Titanial. Titanial, of course, cannot protect itself here because the effect is negated with Skill Drain. Funnily enough, if Titanial were to tribute itself, the effect of Titanial would resolve because Skill Drain says negate the effects while they are face up on the field. So they go battle phase, attack into my Dim Prison, and yeah, they could have activated the Titanial here just to get it into grave, but there's also an argument for letting it be banished so they can get it back with DDR. I will just pass here. They go Tribute Summon for another Titanial. The set card was Dandelion, so they get more tokens. And I'll go Bottomless, meaning now 2 of their Titanials are already banished. They get 2 Dandy tokens, so now right now they have 3. I get my Future Fusion. Let's see if I'm activating it, because I'm not sure what the other back row is. Oh great, I just got MST, and it was a second Skill Drain even, so it didn't really matter here. But if it was like an MST or Raigeki Break or anything, that would be backbreaking. Now I activate my Future Fusion, signing 3 Wyverns, 1 Metal Dragon, and an Exploder. Exploder, of course, activates in the graveyard, so it still works under Skill Drain. I will be setting a card, giving them 1000 life points. Let's see if I can get a back row. Looks like it. So now I've got Future Fusion, 2 back row, end phase, Wyvern effect. I will special summon back my Red Eyes Metal Dragon. And this is exactly what I was talking about. 2800 Metal Dragon is bigger than at least their Amaryllis. Okay, I'm going for a Plague. Probably my turn? No, end phase of their turn. I go Virus? Yep, not Plague, sorry guys. Yeah, I activated Virus. I will be sending their tokens and the Plague from hand, which of course is a great card to get into the graveyard. End phase, I'll go Wyvern, summon back. They'll go Mark of the Rose, probably banishing one of the Lone Fires. Stealing my Metal Dragon here, which, well, I would rather not be the case, but what can you do? And this brings me to 3900 life points. They are passing. I get to resolve Future Fusion, summon my 5-headed dragon, which means now I've got 7800 damage on board, and all I need is 200 more damage, which, well, I do not seem to have, but Tech Devastation Virus seems to do its job. I get rid of the card trooper they just drew for turn, which wouldn't have done anything really because of Skill Drain, but I guess they could have said it. Their only 2 cards are Trade-In, and Metal Dragon is smaller than 5-headed dragon. If they attack into it to get rid of it, they of course just lose the game. Alright, that was quite a long game number 2 we had there. Or rather match. And now we're playing match 3 against Lightsworns, which you might think would be a really good matchup for my deck, because we are running Drago, and if we can manage to summon a Drago and protect it, we will of course just win. If we can manage to just banish all their names, we of course just win. But other than that, that's the only way we can win. Like, if they just go aggressive Lightsworn shenanigans and summon JDs, and we do not have Starlight Road or Judgment or anything, we will just lose this matchup. Which is why people have recommended siding Light Imprisoning Mirror against this. And in my current version of the deck, I added this to the side deck, also because Lightsworn is just really popular at my locals. We usually got like 2 or 3 Lightsworn players. But yeah, in this local I didn't have this card. So let's see how I played without it. My opponent starts, they will go activate Gold Sark, banishing a charge, which you only really do if your hand sucks, I feel like. Because usually people are just banishing Judgment Dragon. So that means if they go for charge, they might just have a very slow start here. Which is great for me, because that's exactly what I need them to have. I don't want them to escalate on me too quickly. And with that, they already pass. Might, of course, have a Gorse in hand. I will go Normal Summon Wyvern. Thinking about attacking, I feel like I should do it just because Lightsworn is such a fast matchup, and especially because they got this rather slow hand. But it really depends on what I got here, and I decide to play it safe, pass to them. Stick with my Wyvern. And set to back row, of course. Now let's see if their hand got any better with the additional draw. Nope, doesn't really look like it. They pass to me, I'll go battle phase attack, draw a card. Set another one. They had the Gorse there, so yeah, kind of nice. I didn't attack into it the last turn. I might of course just have any battle traps. They go Giant Trunade. I activate another Jar of Greed, so that means both my Jar of Greeds are down. Now they go charge for possibly the worst mills I've ever seen. So this is Pot of Avarice, I believe, and 2 Beckoning Lights. So usually cards you need during the mid or end game as a Lightsworn player in order to just get back your resources. They go grab a Lila here. Usually, like, I think the most taken card is Lumina, but again, if you don't really have anything going on, you might not even take that. Because, well, there's nothing to summon, right? There go battle phase, attack with Gorse, attack with Lila, attack with the token, which is 1800, and all of a sudden I'm at 3600 life points. Really scary. They go end phase Mill, Emil Honest, Chaos Sork, and I didn't really catch the other one there. I go into my turn, activate Future Fusion, with, of course, knowing that they got Lila on the field. Lila, of course, can just pop one spell or trap, but I feel like I need the body right now, and I just need to summon the Metal Dragon, hope they can't get over it, and if they want to use Lila to target my Future Fusion, that is fine by me. Because I might just set more back row cards, and I probably need those more right now than the 5-headed dragon. 5-headed dragon, of course, just dies to Judgment Dragon, Raikou, and so on. So yeah, if Future Fusion can bait out the Lila, that's really good for me. I go ahead, set 2 back row. One of them is Dimensional Prison. I didn't really catch the other one. End phase, I'll go effect of Wyvern, summoning back my Metal Dragon. And it looks like I'm passing here. And this is quite a good board. I know they don't have JD yet. So let's see if they can get a Celestia tributing the Lila. That would be really strong here. Other than that, they might go, I don't know, maybe they have a Gareth or just another normal summonable Lightsworn monster. Looks like they're thinking here. Yep, so they go Lila, not destroy my future fusion, which I believe is the correct play. They get rid of my Call of the Haunted. I could, of course, chain it, but there wasn't really anything of value. And they even got the Celestia here. Huge. So Celestia, of course, when tribute summoned by tributing a Lightsworn monster, mills 4 cards, mills a Raikou and Lumina here, so this brings them to 3 names. Targets 2 to destroy. Targets with Future Fusion and my Red Eyes. I'll chain Torrential in order to not die here. And they've got Judgment Dragon, because Celestia is of course the 4th name. Too bad. They will swing for 3000. Lucky me, they do not have a second one. Oh, okay, they didn't target a Future Fusion, so they went target Metal Dragon and target my Torrential. Or did it? Did they target? Yeah. These were the targets. Now they go Judgment Dragon effect, pay 1000. Because they, of course, don't want to allow my 5-headed dragon. I go draw for turn. I need to get rid of this Judgment Dragon as soon as possible, because if this sticks for one more turn, I'm just losing. And it seems like I do not have any outs, so that is game number 1 for Lightsworn. And even though they had a really slow start, having to use Goldsark for charge, which I think was a good play here, you can see how quickly they overwhelmed me. And, well, the Gores, of course, helped. I guess that's just the power of Gores. But all of a sudden, they got 4 names in the graveyard because of, what was it? 1 Lila Mill and the Celestia they summoned. So, yeah, this deck can just escalate so quickly. Let's see what I'm siding here. I'm pretty sure I'm siding my DD Crows, which means that I should be siding out my Totem Dragon. DD Crow, of course, really good to prevent quick JDs from happening, or to use against Pot of Avarice or Monster Reincarnation. I am, of course, also going for Soul Release, because if I activate Soul Release, banishing like 3 or even 4 names, that can also just prevent Judgment Dragon for 1-2 turns. And I'm probably siding out stuff like back row removal, because Lightsworn barely plays any back row. So I might not keep my Heavy Storm. MST is okay, because I might also make the read that they are playing Decree. So I definitely want to have some way of dealing with back row. Again, I might also just keep Heavy Storm then, but MST is just a more versatile card. And yeah, I think that's pretty much my siding here. Nobleman of Crossout I also got as a one-off in the side. Pretty good against Raikous. We love banishing cards from Lightsworn as well, so might have put that in as well. The great thing about my list is I've got the double Starlight Road. So if I just manage to have this at the moment they go for Judgment Dragon, it might win me the game. If I remember correctly though, I had it, and they somehow had a second Judgment Dragon. I'm not sure if this was game 2 or 3, but something like that I do remember in my head. Yeah, we'll see about it after deciding. Alright, siding is finished. Let's go to game number 2. I am, of course, starting here. So I can see a prison in my hand. I think I've got a nobleman. And I'll go summon Wyvern, which got 1800 attack, set a back row, and pass to my opponent. Wyvern is such a good card, really. It's crazy how well statted it is as well. All the dragons are pretty big, of course. Drago even being 100 attack bigger, also having 1600 life points. There go Goldsark to banish the Judgment Dragon. So this is already different from the last game. As I mentioned, if the Lightsworn player banishes charge, that usually means their hand is pretty slow. And they'll go T-set pass. I'll use the Nobleman here. Is it a Raikou? Is it one? Of course, it's a Raikou. So, because it's a flip monster, we both have to reveal our main deck, banish all cards with that name, so with Raikou, the Lightsworn Hunter, in the name, and banish all copies of it. I don't have any, and I think technically I still would have to reveal, but I think because it's locals, we just didn't take it so serious. I go battle phase, attack for 18, set a card. They go end phase, pop my card, which was the Starlight Road. As I mentioned, really important against Judgment Dragon. Also can help against Celestial. And I'll pass to them. They get one turn of their Gold Sark. Really nice. But they don't have any Lightsworn names engraved just yet, so I don't have to worry too much. They'll go activate Foolish Burial. Let's see what they're milling. They are, of course, milling a Wolf. Wolf special summons itself because it got sent from deck to grave. And they'll go attack with Wolf. I've got a Prison. So this means I already got 2 different names banished, 4 in total. And they will pass with a blank board. Might, of course, have Gorse in their hand. Might, of course. Haha. Let's see about it, though. I'll go normal Exploder to special summon Red Eyes. Metal Dragon. And if I have Drago here, that would be so huge. Because Drago can, of course, prevent the summon of Gorse. Doesn't seem to be the case. I attack with both. Both go through. Really, really great here. I am setting a card and passing to them. Now they are getting a Judgment Dragon to their hand, but they have 0 Lightsworn names in their graveyard. They are activating Solar Recharge, pitching a Wolf, milling Soul Release and Beckoning Light? No, Consecrated Light. So Consecrated Light prevents both players from summoning or attacking dark monsters. Not sure if this is the correct side card against me. I think we talked about the game afterwards, and it can, of course, prevent my Metal Dragon, and it can prevent me activating Future Fusion, but that's really it. And I play so many normal summons that just can get rid of the Consecrated Light, so yeah, I don't think this is the matchup against it. And we just saw their hand was pretty dead. They've got nothing going on in the graveyard. I've got 2 big boys on the board. And with that being said, I win game number 2. And let's see how game number 3 goes. Siding has concluded. Let's go to game 3. My opponent is, of course, going first. I can see a Consecrated already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Consecrated Light in their hand. And there might also be an Honest? Yep, so they go normal summon Consecrated Light. Exactly what I was talking about. Passing to me, I'm activating Upstart Goblin here. Upstart into Gold Sark. Love to see it. Banish Future Fusion. So that's already 3 spells out of my deck. Really nice. I see that they don't have any back rows, so let's see if I'm just trying to attack. Yep. I'll go battle phase, attack with Drago into Consecrated Light. And if that was an Honest, they might just throw it here. Yep. So this is really funny, because Honest says that it gains the attack of my monster, and because Consecrated Light has 0 attack, they just crash here. So they give up their Floodgate in order to get rid of my Floodgate. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh, right? They go normal Lila, use priority effect, get rid of my Deep Prison, really good hit there. End phase mill, they mill another Lila, meaning now they have 1 name in the graveyard. I'll go into my turn, activate another Upstart Goblin. So now we've got all 3 Upstart Goblins, meaning they just have 3,000 more life points, which of course also means 3 more Judgment Dragon activations. I'll go normal Warrior Lady, attack into Lila, and I do not use the effect here because I know that they already have a Lila engrave. They go main phase 1, activate Cold Wave. Really cool card. Says that now for one turn we cannot activate or set spell trap cards. Meaning I cannot activate my Future Fusion right now. And I can also not set any back row for their next turn. I'll go normal summon Wyvern. And attack with Warrior Lady into the Raikou. Of course, trying to get the effect of Warrior Lady. I'll check the graveyard. I think it's Lila and Celestia, so that would be the third name. Using Warrior Lady effect, passing here. So, not the greatest trade because, well, I just traded 2 for 1. It would have been better if I attacked with Warrior Lady first. Main phase 2, summon Wyvern. They go summon Jane, mill 2. Mill a Gareth and Soul Release. So now they got 3 names. And passing to me here. Yeah, even if I did summon the Wyvern because they had Jane, Jane could just run over it, but I would have more life points. I go activate my own Soul Release. Funny enough, there is already one in their graveyard, targeting all their names and the Consecrated Light because Beckoning Light can grab any light cards, and, well, I don't want to give it to them. Grabbing Honest might have been better though, because as I explained earlier, I don't really have to be afraid of Consecrated Light, so I think Soul Release for all Lightsworn names plus Honest would be the better play here. Now I can... Wait, I just realized, am I still under Cold Wave here? Am I just ignoring Cold Wave right now? Or was that the turn before? Oh no. No, let me go catch this real quick. Alright, I am back. No biggie, guys. Cold Wave was not activated last turn. I don't know why I thought it. So yeah, I am not illegally playing all my power cards. I am just activating my Future Fusion, sending Exploder plus my Wyvern and Metal Dragons. Exploder, as I probably said earlier, really good against Honest because I can just attack into, for example, the Jane. And even if they were to activate Honest, I don't take the battle damage and get rid of the monster. I go Wyvern, special summon both here. They go Celestia, pop both. They don't mill a name though, so right now Jane is their only name. I don't know why I go summon both. Probably because I didn't want them to have like another soul release, or maybe I didn't want to just lose to one Honest here. Not sure, but that was a rather aggressive play. It's okay though, because I've got 3 Wyverns, so I'll go end phase, use effect of Wyvern, special summon my next Metal Dragon. And yeah, with 1 name in the grave, it's pretty hard to summon a Judgment Dragon, of course. I sadly don't have any back row here, so they can play rather freely. Yep, they go normal summon Plague Spreader, go into Black Rose effect, destroy all cards on the field. So that means they do not have to worry about my 5-headed dragon coming out next turn. Plus, now they get the Celestia into graveyard, which, well, they want, of course. And they'll go activate Pot of Abyss. So let's see if I have a DD Crow here. So they are, of course, only choosing rather bad targets because they do not want to shovel back the Lightsworn or the Plague Spreader because of their graveyard value. But also, if I have a DD Crow here, I would get like a double benefit by banishing them. Nope, they have to choose one Lightsworn though. I am using the DD Crow. Yeah, I wonder if maybe even Plague would be okay here, just so I don't go DD Crow on one name, but I absolutely understand preserving the Plague Spreader. I go normal summon Drago, they slam on the table, which, yeah, honestly, I can't blame them. Drago's asshole card. They go activate charge here. Let's see what they are milling. Judgment Dragon, and I believe that's a Necro Gardener. So I already actually banished a lot of their Lightsworn cards. They still got some left though, and they are, of course, taking the Raikou, because Raikou can get rid of the Drago. Now let's see if I have a response to how I can play around this Raikou. Would of course be amazing, because preserving Draco is just game winning against them. Especially with Jane already being banished. Most Lightsworn decks only play one Jane. There are some that play two, because it is quite a nice card, but it would be so much better if it milled free. Yep, I just go Draco attack. They go activate their Raikou, and there's actually another soul release, so good to know. No names milled though, so only the Raikou enters the graveyard. I go main phase 2, activate Gold Sword, probably for some annoying card here. I already activated Future Fusion, I already activated Soul Release. Not sure what I'm taking here, really. I might just take like a Starlight Road, maybe? Or Smashing Grounds, okay. Yeah, I don't hate this. Smashing Grounds, of course, wouldn't always be the best draw right now, and if they do get a Judgment Dragon down, I can just get rid of it. Yep, they go summon Aaron. I, of course, have Bottomless, so let's check their banish pile. I think they're like 6 different names already banished. So yeah, I'm doing exactly what I explained earlier, banishing all their names with my banish cards, with my Warrior Lady, with my Bottomless, with my Deep Prison, preventing them from going Judgment Dragon and trying to stick Drago. Not much more happens. I get my Smashing Ground onto the hand. They go Heavy Storm onto my set card. Pass. I go set free pass. So you already know one of them will be Judgment or Starlight Road. Now they actually do have a Beckoning Light. This card allows them to discard their hand and add as many light monsters as they discarded cards. So they can get the Judgment Dragon. They can also get the Honests here. And if I remember correctly, they only take one Judgment Dragon here because they didn't see the other one. Yeah, they were like really confused where the second Judgment Dragon is, and they just overlooked it. That's like really unfortunate, of course, because if they go Judgment Dragon, summon, use effect, I go Starlight Road, and they have the other one, they of course can run over my Stardust Dragon, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't even matter here because I just have so many back row. So if one of them is like Bottomless, the other one is like Starlight Road, I'm probably just winning here. Yep, so they did this in my turn, not wanting to discard their top deck. They go no summon Consecrated Light. Sure. I don't think this card does that much against me, so no reason to act here. I set my 5th back row here and pass to them. And if I see correctly, they've got like 2 or 3 cards in their deck, meaning they gotta... Yeah, 3 cards in the deck. They go Foolish for Lumina, which is their only name left. And because of this, now they finally, for the first time in this game, have 4 Lightsworns in the graveyard. And this is where they realized that Judgment Dragon is somehow in the graveyard and they didn't take it. They'll go summon Judgment Dragon, use effect, priority, pay 1000. I go Starlight Road, special summon Stardust Dragon. And yeah, it's just game over here, but I'm pretty sure I had more answers against the... Did I have more answers against this? Yeah, I didn't really have too much against this second Judgment Dragon there. Sorry, kind of slow here. Um, but yeah, they wouldn't have be able to go for lethal, and with Judgment Dragon having to send cards in the end phase, they would still lose there. So second Judgment Dragon would of course be nice, but due to their deck count being so low at that point, they would still not be victorious. So that means I win game number 3 against Lightsworn, and I am playing round number 4 against Macroston. We are both 3-0, so this is the finals actually. And yeah, I'll take a sip and I'll catch you in game 4. Okay, change of plans. I will not be showing round 4 because in the aftermath while recording this, I had noticed that my opponent was playing on a playmat featuring a sexualizing design. And if you ask me, that's pretty disgusting and something that I'm not comfortable with sharing here. Or anywhere, really. I just don't think one should play on such playmats. Um, yeah, with that being said, though, I was playing against Macroston and I won in a 2-1 manner. It was a really fun game, actually, and I'm sure you'll be seeing more gameplay against Macroston because, yeah, it is just a deck that is featured at my locals, and dragons have a okay time against the deck. Of course, Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure really hurt when I went through Resolve Future Fusion, but we can just both try to play a beatdown game, and my monsters usually are a bit bigger than their monsters are, so that's pretty much how the game went. As for side deck cards, I was playing Book of Moon and Smashing Grounds and Dust Tornadoes and Trap Hole just to have more one-for-one interactions, be able to get rid of their Floodgate, and then try to go for one Future Fusion that gets me everything into the graveyard. So yeah, I was victorious in this local 4-0. Congratulations to me for winning this one. I am once again showing you guys the deck list. If you want to try this out, definitely do so. Only thing I would change is adding the Light Imprisoning Mirrors for the Lightsworn matchup. Even though I won the round 3, I just feel like having this card would really help. And if your locals is having more frog players, which my local currently does not have, I feel like you should have some more side deck cards against them. So as for now, I've got the DD Crow, and I've got the Soul Release, and the Virus, and the Mask of Restrict. But you might have to try some more specific cards. Yeah, I'm not quite fond in the Dragons versus Frog matchup because, yeah, haven't played it much. So this might actually even be enough. I'm not even that sure. With that being said, that was the tournament. Thank you if you somehow made it through. What was it now? More than an hour of me yapping. Um, I am looking forward to upload more. The next tournament will be featuring X Sabers, which, yeah, I'm not as good with X Sabers, but you'll be seeing them. And yeah, this was fun. See you in the next one.